Hey everyone, it's Queenie. Welcome to today's video. I am jumping right in here because I have so much to share with you today. I am cramming so much into this video. I'm doing 4 different styles of spring nail art. So we have some Korean junk nails, we have some stickers, we have a Frenchie, and we have a stamping design for all my stamping girlies out there. The last design I think is the cutest design I have ever made, and I think it's because it's just so simple in nature and so beginner friendly. I think you guys are going to love it. And don't forget, everything you see in the video is in my Amazon storefront. Link is below. So today we are starting out with the Korean junk nails, and this is the shade. It's so beautiful. It's DND 874. And side note, the pinky you're going to see in the background of most of this video is not the end result pinky. I tried to do a glitter, I just didn't work out, so by the end of the video I did a whole new pinky and you'll see it at the end. I had this beautiful lavender Rajasm, I guess, a little close for comfort. Cat eye gel. Let's get back on track. But I needed some magnets. I had no good magnets, so I grabbed this Dr. Nail 5-in-1 multifunction cat eye magnet set and went through it, and this is everything that came. It was all of these different magnet shapes. The one in the middle like makes it look like a little flower. So cute. But you have 5 magnets on that pink thing alone, and then you have all of these little extra pieces that you can hold up to the nail and make all these different designs. And then there was this tiny little itty bitty magnet wand, and I'm like, what good is that? But I actually used this in the video and it worked so good. I can't wait for you to see. And nor can I get my camera focused, but that's okay. We're just going to go with the flow here. So the first design that I'm working on is the Korean junk nails. Now, they're not as junky as they probably could be. I wanted to have a little bit of a semblance of order to them. But yeah, so here's me using the magnet and trying to get that velvet, and I got it. I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I actually got that. So I think that was the ring finger. This is the middle finger, and I'm just going through and giving everything this just a different magnet look. I just wanted everything to look a little bit different, but have something going on in the background. So for the index finger, I wanted to give it a French. So I thought, let me grab that little wand and see. And when I first started doing it, I'm like, oh, it's working real good. And then all of a sudden I did that. And I was like, oh, no, I'm never going to be able to get this to work. And then I went like this. And I went like that. And I was like, oh my God, it worked. So I just left it. I cured it as fast as I possibly humanly could. And I put it on the rack. So I was really excited that I got that French design out of there. And then this is the thumb, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to use this cool, like net design, and I'm going to put this on there. And I was so excited, and it wasn't a net design. It was that. But I thought, all right, I can work with that. So let me see how that turns out. Yeah, I was really surprised that it was not a net design. So here we are working on the ring finger. And this is the velvet background, and I had the absolute perfect split wing butterfly to put on there. And then I just did a quick flash cure because I wanted to make sure that it didn't move. And then, of course, I start having camera issues when I'm trying to do the really up close stuff. But it eventually comes back. But I went through and I put on some pearls, and I put on some rhinestones with my butterfly, and I just thought that it came out so pretty. So here is the middle finger, and I tried to do a heart with my McCart rhinestone gel, and then I just gave up because I was like, yeah, this is not working. And I took my little pearl heart, and from what I understand, Korean nails is all about like as many charms as you can put on a nail that will fit. So I didn't really want to go that route. I still wanted them to have like some normalcy to them and like, you know, kind of focus on the spring. So I took this pearl heart and I glued that on. And then to add even more height, I took this absolutely beautiful iridescent lavender heart and stuck it right in the middle. So this nail has so much height to it, but it just came out so good. So then I popped that into the lamp to cure it and then went back in and did some little detail work with some rhinestones. And what the rhinestones are in the final and what those bottom right are right now, they're a little bit different. I think I messed with them a little bit, but oh my God, it looks so cute. All right, and you want to see how high this is? Here we go. You're impressed, right? I know you are. I know. I know. I know. I told you it was tall. I'm loving that about the Korean nails. They are just so fat and happy. I love it. All right, moving on. Here we are with the index finger. This is the French. Look how good that French came out. I was so excited. I wanted to do like a cascading design and I didn't know if I wanted to do pearls or rhinestones. I eventually went with the pearls and just put the biggest pearl in the bottom and then worked my way back. And these little, the ittiest bittiest pearls were like stuck together. So I see they're like, there's two of them instead of one. So I just kind of went with it and it was easier to place the two little ones than like two single ones. So it worked. And then I went back in with my glue and I had this really cute tulip charm. So I plopped that right in the center and it just came out so nice. If you did not see my charm sorting video, I kind of go through like all my charms. I will link that for you below. Okay, here's the thumb. Oh, you know, I'm struggling. I always struggle with thumbs. I don't know if it's because there's just so much real estate to the nail that I don't know how to fill it up. So what I did was I had this really adorable like wide V iridescent heart charm. So I put that on and then I started going around with all these tiny little itty bitty rhinestones. I ended up having to brush off some of the glue because the rhinestones were just a little bit too small for the amount of glue I had on there. So I did brush some of it off, but I just kind of went all the way around that charm with the rhinestones and look how cute that came out. I thought it was really, really nice. So for the new pinky, I went in with a Natasha Denona lavender eyeshadow. Now, for some reason, the black, when I initially put the purple on the black side of the applicator, it didn't work, but it worked on the right. I don't know why. I have no idea. But I put on some top coat and then I went in with some more glue because you know the pinky needs a charm too. And I had another just perfect little bow. It was like these iridescent lavender bows. So, so cute. And then once I got that in the lamp and cured, I just jazzed it up and did a little razzle dazzle with some more pearls. So now it's time to go in and top coat everything. And I always try to top coat the charms as well. Not necessarily the rhinestones, but definitely the charms, because all of those little charms, the design, like the colors, they can rub off. So I just kind of try to go over everything. I also put a little, couple rhinestones in the center of the butterfly, but I don't know where that footage was. I couldn't find it. So again, just going over all of the charms to make sure they are all protected from hand washing and the elements and all that fun stuff. And how do you think this pinky came out? I think it looks so cute. And when you see them on, here we go. Oh my God, they're so cute. Okay, so I have to say, I love the way these came out. Now, yes, they are bulky. Yes, they are chonky, but I have to be honest, I wore them around the house for a while because I wasn't quite done filming, and I got used to them. I It was crazy. So I really actually love these. I love the lavender shade. I love the bulkiness of them. I love all the charms. I will definitely be making more of these in the future. I had so much fun with it. So let me know in the comments below, would you wear these? I can't wait to hear from you. All right, guys, let's move on to the next set. All right, so for this set, I started out with the DND 886 Pray for Peach gel color. It is gorgeous. Now, it was a little bit patchy, so I ended up putting 3 coats on. And even though I don't show that in the video, just know there's 3 coats on there. So what I guess I'm trying to say is it's a beautiful color, but it needed 3 coats. This set is all about nail stickers. So if you are not artistic like me, nail stickers is a really great way to show some creativity without necessarily being artistic. I find for myself that I absolutely love nail stickers. I love charms. I love doing nail art stamping, but I just literally, when it comes to drawing, just can't do it. So nail stickers are such a great way for me to express my creativity and just get some really beautiful designs going. The other thing I realized that I didn't talk about in the first segment with the Korean nails is what tips I'm using. And those are the BT Art Box Short Almond. I got them on Amazon and I will link them below. I bought these beautiful stained glass-like stickers in my last haul, and I just have been dying to use them. So I was struggling getting them off of the sheet, but then I realized that there was actually like, not an overlay, but I could peel off the whole sheet that was kind of like interlaced between the stickers. And once I did that, I didn't have any more problems. So this is the middle nail, and I struggled a little bit getting right there where I keep poking at it with my thumb. I struggled a little bit with the sticker kind of folding on me, and then I couldn't really get it to lift back up, and I was so afraid of tearing it. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to leave it, and maybe the I'll get lucky and the top coat will camouflage it just a little bit, and it did. It's not exactly perfect, but it did camo it just a little bit. So one of the things that I really like about these stickers is that the frame that surrounds the stained glass section, that frame is a little bit of a lip. So I could put my McCart rhinestone glue in there, and then I took my 4mm brush and I just kind of pushed it out around up to that frame just to add a little bit of a 3D effect, a little bit of 3D nail art, and it came out so cute. It just gave it a little, you know, something something rather than being flat against the nail. It just gave it a little bit of I don't know, just a little, my favorite, razzle dazzle. There, that's how it looks from the side. And then I went in and did some top coat, and it just came out so pretty. And you'll get a close up in a second of this nail. Oh, it looks so pretty. Love it. So for the ring finger, I opted to go with one of the stained glass hearts, and no crinkles this time. I was so excited. But I figured out that it was easier because I wanted to do that same 3D option. I figured out it was easier to put the glue on my palette and then put the glue right onto my brush and brush that on, and that one came out just as pretty. And then I did a nice healthy coat of top coat. I'm trying to top coat each nail as I go, so nothing happened to the sticker, no dirt got on the nail. Like it could be top coated and done, and I didn't have to worry about it anymore. And then this is just a super simple dot pattern for the pinky. Honestly, I probably could have dotted that on myself, but I wanted to keep the stickers completely consistent. And then the index finger, I'm realizing that I completely did this totally out of order, but this is how I did the nails in real life. So I guess I just edited it the same exact way. So this one has a really pretty star and then an itty bitty moon. And I just thought it was so cute. And then I went in again with top coat just to make sure that everything was nice and sealed in so it didn't come off. Here's how we're looking so far. And then the thumb. Now I tried with each of the segments here in this video to stay true to the design itself. So I tried to stick with just charms for the Korean nails, and just stickers for the sticker nails, and the French just French, and the stamping just stamping. But this nail, after I put this on, and even though I did the 3D gel, it just was missing something. I was just not happy. So I popped a little dot of gel glue, top and bottom, and then put a little gold rhinestone. I just couldn't help myself. It just needed something more than what it was giving me. And yeah, so we just kind of went with it. And then a nice healthy dose of top coat, and check these out. I hope you love them as much as I do. What? No artistic ability required. Oh my gosh, I love these. I think they came out so, so pretty. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you think. And kind of give me an idea. Like, did you like that little 3D touch that I added to the inside of the stained glass just to give it a little bit of, you know, something, something? I love these. I think they're so pretty, and stickers are so fun for your nails. You don't really need to do much of anything, just a good sticker and a good top coat, and you are good to go. All right, guys, let me know in the comments what you think of these, and let's move on to the next set. Okay, I am super excited to share this design. These are the Xcoat tips from BT Art Box. This is what they look like when you receive them. They have a pale pink back, and then they are pre-French tip painted. Now, I believe they also come in a beige background for those who are a darker skin tone. I will link these below, and then the color options will be there as well as the shape options. And then these are what they look like on the stand. They are amazing. Now, the one thing that I will say about these is that they are, as beautiful as they are and as gorgeous as they are a little on the soft side. They're a little flimsy. And even on the box, it says if you're just going to wear them as is, or just put a charm on or two, that you need to use a builder gel. So I am going to use my Triple D Clear Opulent Builder Gel. This is a liquid builder gel, and put that on just to give the nail a little bit more stability. So this is what the builder gel looks like when you open it up. It's a little bit on the thick side. You only really need a little bit. A little bit goes a long way, and it really packs a punch with giving the nail more stability, making it feel thicker, keeping it from bending, and that kind of thing. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to put on one thin coat of the builder gel directly onto the nail. They don't need to be buffed. They don't need to be filed in any way, shape, or form, but I do highly recommend using the builder gel. I also would say the same thing if you are looking for more stability in the other BT Art Box nails that I use, the short almond. You could use a builder gel on those as well prior to decorating. I love the pre-painted French nails. They save so much time, especially when I am doing a design like I'm going to be doing. So the next step is, because I want absolutely no stickiness on these nails at all, I'm going through with some lint-free wipes and some alcohol and giving them a good once-over, getting all the stickiness off of it, because I'm going to be going in with foil glue and chrome powder, and we want the chrome where we want it and not where we don't. So what I do after I go through and scrub each and every nail and make sure that it's nice and smooth, I will take all the nails, put them back on the rack, and then go over each one just to make sure there's absolutely no stickiness whatsoever. So for this design, I'm going to be using my Luxie Nail Foil Nail Glue and also a white silvery chrome powder. And I'll be painting the foil glue over the tip of the French, and then I will take the chrome and wipe that all over the tip. And we are going to have a blinged out chrome French. And if you have not done this before, I'm going to show you a super easy way to do it. It's a lot of fun, and it looks absolutely beautiful when you're all done. So this is why I absolutely love to use the pre-painted tips. You know, I can't draw, so if you can trace a line, you can do this. So just get an ample amount of glue on your brush and then go through, paint the smile line. Make sure you don't go into the pink area. If you do a little bit, it's really not that big of a deal, but try to stick with the white line so you have consistency across all the nails. And then just go through and fill in the entire white area, making sure that you didn't miss any place, and making sure that you don't cross into the white area. And really take your time doing this. The foil glue doesn't dry. You can take as much time as you want. So once that is all done and I put it in the lamp, I find that the Luxie Nail foil glue does the best tackiness. Hi, Maxwell. He just woke up from his nap. At 30 seconds in the lamp. So don't go over 30 seconds if you use the Luxie Nail foil glue. This is the Born Pretty white chrome, and then I got these at I want to say Amazon, but they're just regular sponge eyeshadow applicators, and they work really, really well with this chrome powder. So all you're going to do is take your applicator and dip it lightly into the chrome powder. You do not need a lot. You're just going to put it on and then spread it around. So you're going to make a little bit of a mess. I prefer to just keep my table open. You could put some paper towel down if you prefer. I just use my brush and brush everything onto the floor and then vacuum it up later. But you really don't need a lot of chrome. You just want to go very lightly over the glue until you see everything is covered. Don't over cover, don't rub back and forth real hard. And if you notice, I'm just trying to go in one direction when I apply the chrome. It just works out better that way than trying to rub back and forth. So I'm going one direction on every single brush stroke you see there. And that's how it looks at the end. So then I have a Tarte brush that I never used for makeup, so it's nice and clean. And I just go through and brush everything off. And that's pretty much it. It's a really easy way to bling up a classic French design. Just remember to cure your foil gel for 30 seconds in the lamp before applying the chrome powder, and you will be a pro. So I sped up the next 4 nails to 4 times speed because I just do the same exact thing over and over and over again. And although it seems like it would be a lot of time, it really doesn't. Oh, see, now this is, I made a mistake. So I just kind of went over the pink a little bit too much. So I just took a wet brush with some acetone on it and cleaned out the smile line with it. And then everything was good after that. So yes, this seems like it would be a little bit time consuming and a little bit tedious. But honestly, once you get your brush mojo down, for lack of a better word, this really only took me about 30 minutes for 5 nails. So if you were going to do a full set of 10, it would probably take you about an hour. And most of that is doing the smile line work and making sure that you are being careful with how you're painting. And then, of course, you know, any cleanup that you might have to do. Also, you want to make sure that you that you do your cleanup, because otherwise it'll just look a little bit messy. And you just want to make sure also that you don't miss any spaces. I did miss couple, but they weren't real bad, so I didn't go back in with the foil gel and try to fix them. I just felt like I probably would do more harm than good. You know how that is. It's like you're like, oh, I can just fix this little thing, and then before you know it, you're doing a whole new nail because you messed up the whole thing, and I just didn't want to do that. So I just decided to leave it the way that it was. But yeah, I just did some cleanups there, and that is how the pinky looks so cute. And then there's the whole rack. And then I used my D&D 900 no wipe or no cleanse top coat, I think it's called. And then I remembered after I did it that that was not my chrome powder top coat. I was like, no! Because you know you get chrome powder in your top coat. And then when you go to put top coat over black, you got all these little sparkly twinklies in there. So I quickly remembered that I made a mistake and grabbed my Luxie Nail, which is my new chrome powder top coat. I used to use my McCart, but I ran out. And yeah, so my Luxie Nail is my chrome powder top coat. So there's a little bit of chrome powder in my D&D. I'm going to see if I can get away with it, but we will we'll see when I go to do a darker color or go to top coat over a darker color. We're going to find that out. So I'm just going to finish up top coating, and they look so pretty. But of course, I needed to add one extra little thing. So there they all are. I think they look so pretty, but they still need a little more bling. So I had these really beautiful gold and silver butterflies that had clear rhinestones in them, and I just went goo goo gaga over these things, and I just thought, how perfect would that be on the ring finger? So yeah, so we're going to go in and put that beautiful butterfly onto this absolutely sparkling ring finger. So I went ahead and I grabbed my McCart rhinestone glue and threw the nail across the desk because, you know, that's what you do when you're professional. And then I just added a big dollop right in the middle of the nail. I am getting so good at this rhinestone glue and not making a huge horrible mess. I honestly, like, don't give me things that are sticky. Like, just honestly, just don't, because I will make a horrible mess. But somehow I managed to get this butterfly onto this nail without doing too much damage. And I just think it just makes the nail just pop. And I didn't want to do too much. So I didn't add any other, you know, rhinestones or pearls. I mean, I could have, but I chose not to. But I just thought that that looked so pretty. So let me give you a little bit of a idea. Oh, wait. So yeah, so I had to cure because it was going to slide off. And I'm always so afraid that when I put something in the lamp that has a huge charm on it, like while I'm putting it into the lamp, it's going to shift. So I just decided to flash cure that a little bit, and then I have a less of a chance of screwing everything up. Yeah, welcome to my channel. And a quick close-up. There she is, all done. And here they are on I'm Dying. This is so me, okay? I absolutely love this look. So you can see my glue tabs under there just a little bit, but I think it's okay. Seriously, I would wear this and walk around town thinking I was a superstar. Honestly, I just love this. I think I'm going to make myself another 5 nails so I could have a full set of these. I am just so excited. They are stunning. They are classy. They are beautiful, and I just love them. So leave me a comment below and let me know what you think of them. Would you wear these? All right, let's move on to our next and final design of the day. All right, guys, for this design, I am going back to the short almond BT Art box tips. And then I grabbed this soft yellow from my Vina Lisa gel polish collection. I got the collection on Amazon. It came with a ton of colors. I think it was like 35. And I really like the polish. I'm really, really happy with it. Sorry about any camera issues. I'm just going to apologize in advance here because I'm kind of struggling through this whole part. I think it's like the light colors against the white background. My camera just does not like it, so I apologize in advance. But there's a few little things that I want to fill you in on about this design. So the first one is I was going through Pinterest one day and I came across this inspo picture, and it was this light yellow spring look, and then the middle finger and the pinky finger were decorated, which is not my norm. And I thought, wow, that's really odd. But I wanted to kind of replicate the look. And if I could find the picture again, I would put it up for you, but I can't find it. It is a really cute daisy design. So I'm just going to do it from the best of my memory. Their daisies were hand painted on, but I wanted to make this a little bit more beginner friendly. So I'm going to stamp my design on. I'll also be sharing some tips and tricks for working with gel polish and then regular stamping polish. So once I got done putting the 2 coats of yellow on, I then went through and top coated everything. And now we can get into the actual design. So the design on those 2 other nails are going to be an ombre look. So I chose this cream ivory and wedding veil from D&D. They're both kind of like really sheer, but they also go on and they have a little body to them, and the 2 together just looked so good. And then this is just like a cheap Michaels paintbrush that I went through and cut out some of the bristles just to make it so I could ombre those 2 colors together. So here is the first color going on, and then I'm coming in with the white. So the ivory's on top, like towards the cuticle, and then I'm going in with the white. And then I just bring my brush in, and my brush is dry, and I just kind of, I don't know, tickle the 2 colors together. I think it's like the perfect word to describe it. It's like you're barely touching the nail when you are doing this little thing here, but that's what it looks like when it's all finished. And then I put it into the lamp, and then I'm just going to go through and do the same exact thing all over again. So the ivory goes on the top, and then the white goes on the bottom. And once I get through putting all the white on, and if you notice, I'm like kind of going over that ivory, but not really. It's just, you don't really have to, and you don't really have to be neat about it either. And then I just go in and put those 2 colors together, and that's what it looks like. I mean, you just keep working them together until they look smooth and blended. And that's what it looks like. It's just a nice little blended ombre. So I went through and I did the same exact thing on the pinky nail, just tickling those 2 colors together. And once it was all blended, I popped it into the lamp. And there they are, looking so pretty. So I thought I would use my Uber Chic Beauty Hello Spring stamping plate. This daisy pattern is absolutely perfect for the look that I am going for. And because this is a really deep cut plate and those daisies are really big, we want to really load it up with a lot of polish because we want our flowers to be bold and beautiful and gorgeous. And this is regular polish, not gel, so it does not need to be cured. I was so excited when I saw the pickup of this, how deep and beautiful those daisies came up. Look how gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. Then I just went through and did the same on the pinky, and I was beside myself. I was so excited how beautifully those stamps stamped. So now what we have to do is we have to fill in our daisy centers. So I grabbed my palette and then the bottle of Vina Lisa in that soft yellow, and I just put a dollop on my palette for that. And then I grabbed my dotting tool, and I thought that was just the easiest way to put the rest of this look together, is just to dot in those centers with that same color and just have everything like super matchy. And I just love the way that it came out. So now, since this is gel polish, It can have, let's see, a tendency, like stamping polish dries like almost immediately. And I could have used a really soft yellow stamping polish where I kind of wouldn't have had to have worried about it running or moving on me like gel can. But I really wanted that matchy with with the yellow Vina Lisa. So I just kind of went through, and as I was dotting on the centers, I was flash curing them at the same time and just making sure that nothing moved around. And that's one of the funny things about when you do nail art, especially when you use a certain medium all the time, like regular polish, and you move into gel polish and you find that it's like a whole different animal. It behaves differently. It can drip and run if you don't, if you use too much. Regular polish doesn't generally tend to drip and run. um, Stamping polish dries immediately. Gel polish never dries. You have to cure it. So as you learn all of these different mediums and what you can and can't do, like if I would have just let that sit on the nail, those little dots, while I was working on doing the other dots, I could have had some little drips or misshapen circles. Like they wouldn't have been circles anymore. Maybe they would have been like long. And it wouldn't have, I'm hoping I'm making sense, it wouldn't have maintained its shape, those little dots. So they have to be flash cured in between. And I just think it's so interesting when you work with different mediums, how you have to know how to work with each one. And that just comes with time. And oh my gosh, I have to show you this. So I was drinking my coffee while I was doing my nails, and I'm going to try to show you this without dumping my coffee. But look at my coffee cup. How weird is that? So cute. I love this. Love, love, love. Just had to show you that one. All right, so it's time for some top coat, and I am using gel top coat. So my suggestion with gel top coat over regular stamping polish is make sure your stamping polish is 100% dry. Do one nail at a time. In other words, put on the top coat, stick it right in the lamp, and you shouldn't have any problems at all. Here's how they look on the rack. Let's see them on. Obsessed. Oh my God, they are so cute. Okay, so remember in the beginning of the video when I was talking about my last design, I think it's the cutest design I've ever done. As far as simplicity goes and beginner friendliness goes, this is absolutely the cutest design I've ever put together. I am obsessed. Okay, so I'm kind of really loving not having the ring finger decorated. Just having the pinky and the middle finger decorated is just such a new concept. Like, how crazy is that? I mean, honestly, the things I get excited about, I really need to get out more. All right, let's take a final look at the 4 designs. My ultimate goal with this video was not just to show 4 different spring nail art designs, but it was also to show 4 different nail art techniques using different mediums, from charms to stickers to stamping plates and stamping polish. I am dying to know which one is your favorite, so make sure you leave me a comment below, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thank you for watching, everybody. If you love this video, I will pop another one up here for you guys to check out. Have a great day. Bye.